Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this, this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MMAT Meta Potatoes, and the result of the shareholder vote is now in. So we're going to be sharing the votes and getting some reactions from that. And we're also going to be looking at a space call from yesterday where George was explaining his role and actions in MMTLP, and also in terms of his opinions of some of the key aspects of what went wrong and how we can resolve it. And we're also going to be looking at some recent senator trades, so stay tuned for that. And before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first headline here from CNBC: the Dow rises as strong retail sales and earnings are overshadowed by the Iran-Israel conflicts. So before we look at the market heat map, let's have a look at what's happening in terms of this week and earnings. It is a huge week here for earnings, and we can see obviously significant stocks such as Bank of America, Johnson & Johnson, ASML, Netflix are all reporting this week. Friday we have American Express, and I think a good week of earnings should certainly give a bounce in the market. However, after a positive start in the pre-market, if we have a look at the heat map now, I think we can see significant red in the market apart from healthcare, and this also goes as far as energy. So market's certainly not responding very positively right now. Let's start by having a look at some of the key findings, discussion topics and opinions, as well as reactions to the space hosted by Curtis yesterday, where we had information and input from George Picaros regarding the MMAT Meta Potatoes shareholder vote, which we're going to look at the results for shortly, and also his opinions with regard to MMTLP, FINRA, the SEC correspondence, what he did about it, what his thoughts are, and his thoughts going forward. So he has posted about this space. So let's have a look at what he's just said earlier. In terms of the space, he stated, first of all, in terms of the Meta Potatoes, the vote in December is proposing a 7,500% increase in authorized share capacity. So that is a significant example of dilution that the board are looking to do. And the Monday vote to boost authorized share capital by 2,500%, in his opinion, is based on all the data. Is not based on all the data, and research is not just a routine matter. It is crucial for the executives and management to retract this and obviously look at their issues with regard to governance and oversight. He recommends initiating an internal inquiry. The stakeholders, such as the shareholders, demand transparent communication regarding their strategic plan. So obviously that has not happened in his opinion. But what George is saying is the board are relying on something called a trust me bro type of plan, and this obviously there is a slip up, and this demands, if necessary, a leadership restructuring, especially if the vote proceeds as planned. And if he is making himself available to provide feedback, support the board, and if the vote continues, this is certainly a strong statement from George. He would be forced to explore all legal options. Well, now I'd like to share with you some of the key statements and information provided by George Picaros in the space. So first of all, with regard to the settlement for $3 million, what he stated is, first of all, he was against the settlement. And as far as he's concerned, the £3 million settlement should not have happened. He believes it's going to open up doors for more of these claims. And he also believes that this was one of the reasons why we are now seeing significant amount of claims also against NextBridge Hydrocarbons. So this is certainly true, and we have seen this recently. And he also stated, with regard to obviously MMTLP, he said he has been in negotiations with the SEC. He has obviously made contact with people at FINRA as well. And as far as he's concerned, what he's saying, he believes what has happened has been tragic as far as the shareholders are concerned. So he did speak to a particular person at FINRA, and he told her that the shareholders deserve and need to have justice. And if they don't, things will obviously escalate. So it looks like that person from FINRA did not listen. So his hope is that everybody unites, and obviously it is important to have differences, and he is also making himself fully available to people at the SEC, FINRA and also Congress. but he believes that the most important and most connected person in this is going to be from the Nextbridge Hydrocarbons side. So as far as he's concerned, the MMTLP fiasco, the story has not ended, and obviously we have to watch this space. But in terms of what he can say is that the metamaterials company, or the board, they followed all the protocols with what happened in MMTLP, and he believes there is a reason Nextbridge Hydrocarbons have not filed a lawsuit against Meta, because obviously some people are holding suspicions against Meta mismanaging the corporate action, dates, etc. And he stated if there were a decision to postpone or lead in terms of the dates, there was a question about why was the why were the dates not postponed, and as far as he's concerned, he stated he was in favor of changing these dates, and he had a memo to postpone the dates, but that option was not available and it was not agreed upon. So it looks like he was in favor of cancelling obviously what happened and making sure it didn't go ahead. And but in terms of what he stated is we now have hindsight, and the other important thing he stated was that FINRA stated that they were not able to explain the extraordinary event, but they used that as justification. And finally, there was an important question in terms of one of the things that the metamaterials board stated. There was a question to George, and that question is, were you offered the CTO position at Meta? So what he stated is he did agree to a deal for a role and notified metamaterials of that. However, they did not get back to him about this. So in reality, it looks like he wasn't offered a role. What I'm now able to share with you is that the vote was a resounding no from the shareholders, so the board have not got their way. And what Hollywood Henry has stated is that retail shareholders were very vocal up to the vote in terms of the authorised share increase. That was extremely excessive. The board did not listen, so their measure has failed. So a reminder here is that the board must align themselves closer with the investor interests, because the shareholders own the float. So let's now have a look at a reaction from George, and what he stated is here, despite the recent challenges and the two highly dilutive funding rounds in the recent 4 months, as well as the limited communication, pushing a yes vote under the threat of ceasing operations, and today's vote demonstrated shareholder resolve. So labelling the proposal to increase the authorised capital by 2,500% as a routine matter was a significant oversight in governance. So that's a direct attack on the board. The shareholders have spoken, so agree with that, and the shareholders are basically saying we say no to this proposed plan. So the board did ignore the concerns, and as a result, the proposal was rejected for a second time in a row in the last 4 months. So this serves as a crucial reminder that public boards must align themselves with the shareholder interests. However, my particular take on this is I don't believe this issue is over. I think the board are going to go back and review what happened, and I believe they will come back again with another proposal, and this time they will try to get their way. We saw that before with a 100-for-1 split, where they brought that in using Nevada law. So stay tuned, and because I think the board are going to come back with another vote proposal. I finally like to share with you some recent investments in the stock market from some of the senators, and shout out here to Quiver Quantitative who have posted about Senator Tommy Tuberville. So he invested in ticker symbol GOGL, also known as Golden Ocean Group. So he put in approximately $100,000. So this is a company that is a dry bulk shipping company, and currently the stock is up 9% since his purchase. So certainly a very clever and positive investment there from Tommy. And as well as that, we have ticker symbol SPG, also known as Simon Property Group, and this time Representative Victoria Sparks bought $130,000 of that stock, and obviously that is also up significantly. 9.6% of the portfolio is in SBLK. This is another stock that was purchased by Tommy Tuberville, and I believe that is now up quite significantly as well. And the other one is ticker symbol CAH, also known as Cardinal Health, and this was invested in by Representative Jonathan Jackson. He's bought $100,000 of this stock in Cardinal Health. So these are certainly ones that we will be keeping an eye on, and if you would like to get a copy of our weekly watch list as well as our daily stock alerts, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.